What's up, everybody? I'm Jonathan Sewell Sales at Mitchell Mazda on the Boulevard in Enterprise, Alabama. And if you'll excuse me this time, I'm a little bit damp. I was out there finishing up a video, which will be coming out in the next day or so on a midsize SUV comparison. And the bottom just dropped out. And so kind of a late for a thunderstorm to move in South Alabama. We usually get those about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But a little bit later this evening, and I will say that my heart and thoughts are with those that were in the path of Hurricane Ida. We did get some rain and wind from that over the last couple of days, but I know there's a lot of people out there that need our thoughts and prayers, and so mine's with you. And also, before I jump into the Mazda news, Mazda Financial Services has extended some grace or assistance for those who were affected by Hurricane Ida. You can reach out to them and give them a call. Also, Mazda has issued some assistance, an extra rebate for those who may need to replace a vehicle or have had something affected from the storm. So check out those two programs if you are in need. And again, we're thinking of you during this time of year, as we've all around the Gulf Coast been there at some point. Jumping into this Mazda news update, we're really just talking about the August sales and also a brief conversation on where's all the Mazda 3s. So we're going to jump into that and more. Stay tuned. August sales did not disappoint, and so let's jump on in as we talk about MNAO, Mazda North American Operations. That, of course, is Canada, America, and Mexico. So we're going to get started with America, and we have seen a fantastic sales month, and that was 27,262 units delivered for a year-to-date total of 249,000. Man, we're getting close to that couple of big months here towards the end, and we might get to that 350 mark. I don't know about the 400, but the 350 is very, very close. So we just have to keep pushing on through, and thank you to everyone for your continued Mazda support and Mazda passion. As we look to our neighbors to the north, Mazda Canada had a big month of 5,907 exactly units, and it was a little bit of a decrease from August of last year. By the way, America was an increase of 4.6%. Canada was down 3.2%, and I think we know what that was all about. No chips, no computer chips, no cars. It's hard to continue growth. As I've mentioned before in some Mazda news updates, Mazda Canada has really been killing it. Great job, Canada. That depletes your day's supply, and when there's not many more coming in, how can you keep it up? But you're doing a great job, Mazda Canada. And let me scroll down the sheet here and see our southern neighbors at Mazda Motor de Mexico reported August sales of 2,931. And that was also a decrease, and I'm going to jump into that in just a minute as to why I think that decrease was rather large at 7.4%, and it has something to do about where we get the Mazda 3. So we'll jump into that in just a minute. However, all three areas here comprise about 780 dealers, and we are all here to serve you and to help you choose the very best Mazda that fits your lifestyle. Let's jump on into the specific American sales here. And as we look at this chart, the month to date specifically, as you see, the Mazda 3 was down 22.4%. 22.4%. And we'll have a conversation about that in just a minute. Mazda 6, as you'd expect, when they announced that something's going away for a year, we're actually increased on sales 18%. The MX-5 Miata had a strong month as well, up 13.8% year over year. The CX-3, of course, Unlike the Mazda 6 that's still in production, we're not getting any of those CX-3s. They're going to markets that are still selling them, and will have them in subsequent years. But they're down just basically whatever's left on dealer lots. 380 sales in August of 21 compared to 860 in August of 2020, down 55.8%. And that number is just going to keep going down, down, down as that inventory depletes. CX-30 still holding strong, and I'm going to have a conversation about CX-30 as well, but holding strong at $43.91 compared to last year's $3,800, which was a 13.7%. CX-5 had another strong month. This was actually the second best August, 15,329 CX-5 units. And CX-9 had about a break-even month, 2383 compared to 2443 last year, at 2.5% decrease. Again, as you shake that down, a total increase after a little bit of loss in cars, total increase of 4.6% for that 27,262 month to date, which brings again the year to date total of 249,168 units so far in 2021. Just ecstatic about that. And you can see, wow, 39% increase year over year, which is great. So let's jump into this conversation on the Mazda 3. Where are all the Mazda 3s? Well, I looked back on our region, which is vehicles coming into port in Jacksonville, Florida, and Wilmington, North Carolina. And if you go back, again, we're still in the secondary allocation. We don't really order cars, just whatever they produced and coming in. And so specifically, most of ours are coming from Mexico, the sedans specifically, and then the hatchbacks are coming from Japan, as well as the CX-30s are coming from Mexico that service our area. And we have just not seen hardly any Mazda 3s. I went back 3 allocations, which is basically 6 weeks of allocations. 6 weeks ago, there was about 100 Mazda 3s combined, sedans and hatchbacks. Oh, and by the way, 6 weeks ago, there was actually 0. So 6 weeks later, you could see as those vehicles are coming in, maybe 2 to 3 weeks to get on dealers' lots. If you didn't get anything before that or after that, you're out. This guy's out. And I'm also out, or we're out of Mazda 3s, hatchback and sedan, but that's not, the CX-30 and the Mazda 3 is really the big buzzword as far as new Mazda inventory, because we just don't have any in this area. As you go to the next allocation, about 4 weeks ago when those vehicles were allocated, the first one in August, we were about 500 Mazda 3s, sedans, and hatchbacks. And then this last allocation in August, we were down to about 200 apiece, so about 400 and change. And comparison, CX-30 got a big shot in the arm and was right around 600 4 weeks ago and a little over 800 2 weeks ago. So I don't know exactly what this next or first September allocation is going to be. However, we're still fighting this chip concern, still fighting health concerns with the coronavirus. And I do know, if you were aware, as you can see on some of the global sites of Mazda, Hiroshima, both plants or both sides of the plant were closed Monday and Tuesday for health concerns and part shortages, specifically chips. So we could see this impact CX-9 and CX-5 in the future. 2 days isn't a big deal. They were supposed to go back to work today, the first, but if they start taking a day here or there or 2 days here or there every week, you can see that to impact things. However, I think that we should be good in those products, but I'm not sure about what's coming out of Mexico. Haven't been able to find any information about that plant down there. If you're watching and you have some connections, is it up and running? Are there chips? Is Mazda reallocating the chips to CX-9 or to Japan instead of down to Mexico? So we're not seeing as many CX-30s and definitely not any Mazda 3s. 22.4% drop. Nobody has Mazda 3s from what I can tell, and maybe more hatchbacks because they're coming out of Japan. If you have any information on that, let me know. Comment down below what your local Mazda dealer has in CX-30s and Mazda 3 sedan and hatchback. and see if it's just something in this Gulf region, southern region, that we have a struggle with right now. That's all I have on this short video. Need to go and dry out. Fortunately, this material dries pretty quick. But stay tuned for all the more car vids coming on the channel in the next couple of days, especially that mid-size SUV. And I'm going to jump into the next couple of days the future of Mazda with my take and explanation on a few new things coming in that larger platform. If I gave you some information on this one, give it a thumbs up, like, and don't forget to click the subscribe so that you'll be informed, especially if you ding the bell for notifications of all the new car vids coming your way and all that new Mazda info. So I'm going to go dry off. I hope that you are not getting wet tonight from the storms or the rain. I know it's moving up. Ida was moving up through the closer to the northeast. So hopefully all of you just got a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, and not too bad. But I'll be here, and I'll see you on the next one.